Hello, hello. This is Tracy Harrell, and it's bigger than me. Right now, I am so excited. I am here with Bill Wells, who co-authored this legacy book. We're going to have Bill introduce himself, tell us about his role with the National Black MBA Association.
Okay. Tracy, thank you for the opportunity to speak. And quickly,
Yes.
I'll try to be quick.
Yes.
Started with the association. Actually, I was invited by the Twin Cities chapter to come and be the MC and host for their annual scholarship game.
Okay.
And I had just moved to the Twin Cities from New York area and didn't know anything about the association, and I did that and had a very, very positive experience. From there, I then went to my first national conference at their insistence, and absolutely fell in love with the association and everything that I witnessed at that time. So that started in '92, I believe, in St. Louis.
Yes.
I went then, came back, was recruited to become a part of the leadership team for the Twin Cities chapter, became a member, of course.
Love it.
And then found out that I had actually been propositioned by a good friend, and he let me know that he was only going to do his role for a year, and that he was going to elect me as the incoming president to replace him. So anyway,
that's a great proposition.
Yeah, but it's all good. And he was he is a really good friend. We're still connected. He was an IBM salesman at the time. So anyway, so I came in, served 4 years as chapter president. During that time, I'm happy to say that I didn't do it by myself, but we accomplished Chapter of the Year status 3 out of 4 years.
Wow.
Chapter president.
Impressive.
So, but what really worked well was I took all of those learnings and took it to the other chapters, and we formed a really strong coalition of chapter presidents, and it was like best practices. So so for corporate partner development, membership development, things where we had a lot of success, I just brought that model to share with the organization. So did that for 4 years, continued to support the chapter after I left that role because I was still in corporate America as vice president of global diversity for a Fortune 200 firm, traveling all over the place. So I couldn't really run the chapter, but I could support it. Then unexpectedly received a phone call from
another proposition
from someone who I'd met that was instrumental in my coming on board early on, and he explained to me that he thought I would be an excellent candidate for the board.
For the national board.
Right.
For the National Black MBA Association.
Correct.
So this is not at the chapter level, this is at the national level.
At national level.
I love it.
So I had to have a conversation with my wife, and the first question she asked was, why would you want to do that? Is this just about you and feeding your ego? Or I'm like, come on.
These are unpaid positions. These are passion roles for those of us who are president. I'm president of the Seattle chapter. These are passion roles.
Absolutely.
You have to want to make a difference.
Right.
So now you're basically elevating this to a national level.
And so then I quite frankly, I thought, well, this might be an opportunity for me to take that chapter advocacy platform that I developed to a national level.
I love it.
And so I submitted my application, found out I had a strong following, and was notified that I had been elected.
Wow.
And so joined the board. And joined the board in January of 2007 or 2006, right after Katrina. And we had the conference in San Diego.
Wow.
So I joined the board, and then propositioned again. Some people approached me and said, we think it would be good for you to run for chairman.
Chairman of the board.
I said, that's not what I'm trying to do. Well, as it turned out, I was elected as chairman, served in that role.
I love these National Black MBA propositions.
It's the ultimate volunteer experience.
Right.
But again, it gave me another opportunity to serve. And I just found if I'm not in a servant role, then I don't need to do it. And it was a lot of work. So being on the board was a lot of work. Being chapter president was a lot of work. Being national chair was a tremendous amount of work. But probably I would have to say in my adult life, other than being married and being a father, it had to be one of the most fulfilling experiences, and still is today. When I
Wow.
walked in today and walking over to the registration and the number of people that I saw and reconnected with, you just, it's priceless.
Wow.
You can't, there's no amount of money you can buy.
Wow. So, this is totally unscripted. We do this work. I felt, I connected with you last year.
We did.
And was blown away by the level of legacy that you bring to the table, your willingness to share everything. You actually were part of the decision that I made to leave corporate America after 25 years.
Microsoft wouldn't be happy.
You know what? They're
Because they lost
actually
the jewel.
they're actually delighted. I mean, Satya actually wrote a book called Hit Refresh, and in that book, he actually one of those divine confirmations, that I was looking for. I've been in corporate America for 25 years, 8 years at IBM, 14 years at Disney, my last 5 at Microsoft, and so Satya actually wrote a book, and it was Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, wrote a book called Hit Refresh, and in that book, he actually hit refresh. He propositioned right every employee in the company to find something you're passionate about and go change the world. He said, and use Microsoft as a platform. How amazing is that? I mean, that's exactly what I believe you're all meant to do, is find a thing that you're passionate about, that your skills, will allow you to actually make the world a better place. So that's actually where I am. That's why I'm doing this, is because, and then when I met you, it was like, you know what?
So you're fulfilling your purpose.
I am 100% fulfilling my purpose in life. When I know everything that I've had to do and everything that I've done up to this point in my life has accrued to this experience and this opportunity to change the world. And so when you talk about service, this is all about service. It's all about what can we do, but it's also how can we make it easier for others to serve. So my proposition to those who are watching is to share your story. Right. We were talking about the mission for what I'm doing.
Everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story.
And to the extent that we diminish those stories, particularly for black professionals, we shouldn't do that.
Right.
Because sometimes people take a look, and I've had some people assume that, you just had it easy, that things just happen. Well, I didn't. A lot of things happen unexpectedly. They happen through prayer.
Right.
And I probably prayed more after I became chairman than prior to.
You need Jesus.
You
need Jesus in those type of roles.
And I tell folks I'm still a recovering chairman. But no, seriously, as I said before, one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done, the people that I've met, the tremendous talented, incredible people. And so to me, like I told them, and I've said this at the podium many times when I was speaking, if you believe what you see in the press, I'm telling you, it's a lie.
You mean the representation
the images that you see about us, it's a lie. And I'm telling you, and if they don't believe it, you come ask me.
Right.
Because I see greatness in this room. 2,000 people. I see greatness. I see beauty.
10,000, 11,000 people.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing experience to be a part of. So if you look at this camera right now and tell people, why serve?
Why serve?
I'm busy.
Oh, why not?
I got a job. I got a family.
No. Don't use excuses. Don't use excuses. You said in the beginning, it's bigger than you. This is bigger than me. This is about the legacy. I had an opportunity to interview each one of the remaining founders of the association. And when I talked to them, listening to the passion that they had, this was going back, they started this in 1969. They haven't lost a beat.
Wow.
They still have that fire in the belly, the passion. So they were amazed to have the opportunity to contribute to that. So now let me just add to that. So I'm a father, right? I have 2 sons. And I told them early on, I'm the captain. Mom is the lieutenant. You guys are recruits.
Right.
My job is to help train you to replace me.
Right.
Not, literally replace me, but to fulfill your promise and you follow your mission. So getting involved with the Black MBA Association gave me this incredible extended family to share that kind of platform of service. Because I'm not ever going to think that I did this. I didn't create myself. You know, I know I have a mom and dad. I know that process. I know how I got here. But that's not what got me to where I am.
Right.
Well, they served as the catalyst to launch me. But I had to then figure out and pick it up. And it wasn't until, kind of like you say, when you find Jesus. I mean, I know who I am and why I'm here.
Right.
And it's
That's
about
important.
doing everything that I possibly can to support those who are coming behind me. And I shouldn't say behind, alongside me. Not just behind.
Right.
I have any number of tremendous friends. And one of the interesting things I'll have to share with you, maybe for your program this weekend, because our association has so many women, black women, fine black women, I had to make sure my wife understood that that's okay. You know, because I mean, she would come to the conference. I'd take her. And it's like, who's that? We got over that quick.
So the hug, oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, because basically this guy's a celebrity. He's a living.
I wouldn't say that.
Of course he wouldn't, because he's humble. But basically, you're a celebrity. Jesse talked about you today. Jesse Tyson, our current president of the organization, talked about you today as his mentor, someone that mentored him into the organization. You're a living legend as a part of this organization. So thank you for your service. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be here actually having this conversation. Like I said,
My success is only as good as the people that are coming through this organization.
Wow.
So I've still got work to do.
we all do. We all do. So this is basically an call to activation, right? Because our goal is to help make the world a better place, basically. Share our stories. Again, my mission for this entire endeavor is to use technology, community, and positive psychology to help good people do great things. That's what we're doing with this Bigger Than Me. It's all bigger than me. We're building on a new website, working on a third book. Book number 3 is actually going to launch first. It's actually going to launch in November. It's very exciting. But this content is going to be part of that book because it is bigger than me. So all these interviews, the lessons learned, we're incorporating that in because, again, it's bigger than me. We together have the solution.
We do.
Right?
We do.
Right.
The solutions are not out there. Now, I've transitioned out of corporate America. 35 plus years, AT&T, Fortune 200, great companies. I owe a debt of gratitude to them for the training that they gave me, the experiences, the opportunities. But at some point in time, I figured out that using that for us was more important. Because quite frankly, at AT&T, as much as I thought I was doing good and I was successful, but I never really felt the impact of what I did to a customer. The customer was so far away from what I did. And I'm working in Wall Street, and it was interesting and fun and all that, but quite frankly, that's all it was. I mean, and at the same time I was learning and developing skills that I didn't realize that God was working in my life to position me for great. And I've told folks, you know, I'm a work in progress, I'm a slow starter. And it took me a while to really hit my total stride, and that total stride came much later when I shifted out of all the work in business development, in finance, strategic planning, IT, and shifted into HR, which came completely out of the sky. And from that, it then launched me into ultimately what I'm still doing is I've had a consulting business, doing a lot of transformation, culture change, transformation. The D&I, diversity and inclusion, is mixed in with that. But it's really about.
Let's talk about that. What's the name of your company?
W. Wells and Associates.
I love it. Yeah. And so whoever
because
gets
it's just me. I couldn't think of a fancy name.
It's a great name.
It's my business.
It's your name. It's
and
your
I'm my
brand. Well, I was gonna say it's your name. It's your brand, and you are a living legacy. You've been there, done that. You basically have everything it takes to consult with others to help them transform.
Well, the important thing was what I found out later was that, I mean, when you're working in the corporate sector, you hold on to what you got because it's very competitive. And yeah, you work with teams, and I had leadership roles, VP and all that, global assignments, all that stuff. But it only really became obvious to me what my real purpose was when I became a consultant. And now I'm working with organizations to solve problems, their
Right.
problems.
Right.
But I had to then understand that the only way I can help them identify the problem,
Yes.
and I can help develop the strategy. But they had to implement.
Absolutely,
You know?
which means they had to be part of the
Absolutely.
evolution. That's part of the work I'm doing as well. And what I love about you, first of all, is that we're very solution oriented. Right, I think when you think about this book and you think about the organization, I love everything about this book. It talks about how the Black NBAA has been a part of this for 45 years. Next year we're celebrating 50 years.
Correct.
50
Now I have to give a
years.
shout out to Jesse also.
Totally.
The way this book came to
Yes.
existence, just like you heard about
Yes.
he and I, and when I first interviewed him,
Yes.
and we identified Jesse as someone we wanted to bring in. It was one of those meetings, and I can't remember if we were in, he and I, we used to meet at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. And he'd always say, "What you got, Bill?" I said, he came to me one day and he said, I think he may have come to Minneapolis. Oh, he did. He came to Minneapolis. We went out to dinner, and we're sitting having dinner, and he says, "Do we have our history recorded?" I said, "Well, we put together a little pamphlet for our 30th anniversary, but nothing substantial." And because Jesse and I really had, I would consider that to be kind of a highlight of my engagement, bringing in a new CEO and having that direct one-on-one interaction with him. And because we're both black men,
Yes.
senior,
Yes.
major corporations, it didn't take us long to figure out. There were no coded messages.
Right,
We got
right.
it.
There was some synergy.
Yeah. Different backgrounds growing up, but nonetheless. So
Yes.
he said, "So what would it take to do something?" And I said, "Well, let me think about it." And he said, "Well, you noodle it, and who would we need to bring in, get involved?" And I said, "Well, Captain LeBlanc's got to be a part of this."
Right. I love Catherine.
So then I flew into Chicago. Captain flew in. We had a meeting and started to lay out a plan. And to your point, now here's where the process stuff
Yes.
comes in. I said, "Well, we've got to put together a detailed project development plan. We need,
Exactly.
because I'm accustomed to the Deming Award and all that stuff from the corporate sector. So we put together a project team, and it took a year and a half, by the way. This did not happen overnight.
It is fascinating, and I love that it tells our story.
Yeah.
Right, and we're going to talk to Catherine as well. She's agreed to sit down and schedule some time with me. What I love about this is when you talk about the organization and the impact that it has had on your life. I heard you mention a couple of things around some of the partnerships and the relationships and the network. So can you look in the camera real quick and talk to our viewing audience about the importance of this network, the importance of networking in general,
Yep.
the importance of relationships,
Right.
how things get done through relationships.
Everything happens through a relationship.
Right.
If you think that you can do that on your own, you're mistaken. Sometimes you can. But what I found out was, first of all, let me just say this too.
Yes.
There were many people in this association that as my role became more significant, there were many people that I had admired at afar. I had now an opportunity to engage with them, Catherine being one.
Yeah.
I'd